How weird was it for you to go back into Carolina with another team, Coach?
It was very weird. In fact, I got a little mixed up, and if it wasn't for my chief of staff telling me I'm headed to the wrong bench, I would have stood there for a second.
Come on. Did you really do that? Did you really do that?
I did. When I first came out for warm-ups, I always, kind of listed lazily to the right, and that's where I was headed. And, thank goodness she came up with the coach, you're headed to the wrong bench.
Could it have been that you also saw Cam in a Panthers uniform that also confused you? Could it be that too?
That did confuse me a little bit, to be honest. I saw the big guy coming out, and I had a little flashback to the good old days.
No, and again, I know that this is another team, but you did have to sense, and you knew it had to be coming. What energy he sends through that building and that town.
Oh my God, it was unbelievable. It really was. It was truly energetic, and you could see it also inspiring his teammates. I mean, and I've told some people, hey, you guys got to be aware now. This dude, he learns a little bit more and gets more comfortable with what they're doing. They got a chance because I love the defense. I love their playmakers. They've got some good football players.
Absolutely, and then him spiking the ball in the middle of the field too. I know you don't want that. That was at your expense, but that was a long time coming for him, I imagine.
It was, and the beautiful thing about what he does more so than anything else is he really does play with a lot of energy.
Ron Rivera here on the Rich Eisen Show. Let's talk about your team. What's happened over the last 2 weeks, do you think?
I think it was actually it began, I think, a few weeks prior to that. I really do. I thought our guys played well against Green Bay. I thought they played well against Tampa Bay. We had our moments. We didn't complete the game, so we didn't finish with an opportunity to win. But going into the bye, I really liked our attitude, the way we went into it. As coaches, we got an opportunity to really study and do a lot of self-scouting. And we came back and we basically told the guys, hey, these are what we're seeing. These are things that we got to work on. These are things that we got to get better at. Let's go ahead and do that. And we had a really good week of preparation going into Tampa Bay. And we felt really confident. They played with confidence. They played fast. And we were I think, had a good week last week where we were building off of that success.
So has a light gone on a little bit more with him? I know you were constantly pounding him about protecting the football and not making that 90-point play that he thought he could try and make, right? So is that part of this equation too?
I think it is because, one thing that we talked about going into the year was that, we needed a quarterback that could manage the offense, control the pace and tempo, but had the ability to make plays when we needed him. And that's what we're getting from Taylor. I mean, he's been very smart, very judicious with handling the ball. I mean, like I said, a few weeks back, we were great between the 20s, but we struggled in the red zone. We go into the bye, we get a few players back. We got a couple of our wide receivers back that had gotten hurt and that we had missed for a few weeks. Mm-hmm. We got a couple of our offensive linemen back. And you could see with the way they were playing that there was some confidence. And Taylor's playing with confidence right now because, again, let's not forget, he's only had 11 starts in the NFL.
Right. So what's the goal here? Is the division still in sight, you think, here?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm going to look at it that way because if we put ourselves in position and we're fortunate enough to get through this part of November and get to the second week of December in the right situation, set of circumstances, the division, why not? We play 5 straight divisional games, and and I'm one of those who believe in that saying that if you're going to win the division, you've got to control the division. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens, but we're going to take them one at a time. We got a big Monday night showdown coming up with Seattle, and we're pretty excited about the opportunity to just get back out in the football field and play again.
They're going to be desperate too. I mean, Pete Carroll, I don't know if you saw, Pete left his press conference at one point because and he said that he thought that the time was up, and he went back and he finished the press conference. But you could see he's 4 games under 500 for only the second time in the middle of a season for the first time in his career, So this is it for them in many ways.
But I mean, he's a veteran coach, and he knows how to handle it. He'll bounce back, and he'll get his guys focused. And, that's what we got to be ready for. We got to be ready for a football team that's got an opportunity just like we do, if they handle their business. So that's why I really believe this is going to be a good game.
Yeah, and the challenge with Russ is what? Coach?
Oh, absolutely. The dude's one of the elite quarterbacks in this league.
What's the challenge? Like, what do you got to do here?
First of all, you got to contain him, keep him inside the pocket, and then get him off his mark. But you can't let him get outside of that. I mean, if he gets off his mark, it's got to be going backwards. He can't be going sideways and stepping up because, he's got great vision. He knows where his guys are. His guys know when certain situations happen where they need to be, and he'll find them. So we've got to be able to contain it. They got a good running game. We've got to be able to keep that running game in check as well. So this game will challenge us for sure.
A few more minutes left here with Ron Rivera, the head coach of the Washington football team. You're joining me just about 20 minutes after news breaking out of New York City that the Giants have let Jason Garrett go as the offensive coordinator. Again, I know that's not your team. I know it's a team in division. I'm sure you know Jason Garrett very well.
Yes.
What does an HC of one team think when the other team bounces an OC? Like, what goes through your head?
I think when coaches get let go, the first thought is, okay, they're trying to find a spark. They're trying to do something different and create a little momentum going somewhere. And that's probably what they're trying to do. And again, it's hard to say because there's so many things going on, but that's kind of the way I always look at it when something like that happens.
Right. I mean, but how much is scheme, I guess, can change, right? I mean, how much can you change in the middle of a season? I don't mean to turn you into an analyst here, you're an expert on the subject matter, I imagine. So how much?
Yeah, but what will happen is you'll have a guy who has a different way of calling it, a different way of seeing it, and game planning might be different. And that's probably the biggest thing.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.